All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're exploring the Diyarbakir Ulu Jami. This isn't just an architectural marvel, it is quite literally a tapestry of ancient civilizations. We're going to unpack the history, the intricate design, and the profound, deep significance of one of Anatolia's absolute oldest mosques. Because this structure, it doesn't just sit there in the past, it actively records history in its stone, wood, and marble.
To really wrap our heads around the massive scale of this complex, we're taking a quick virtual tour. We'll hit Anatolia's oldest mosque, the architects who built it, the physical layout of the complex, the ancient art carved into its walls, and finally, the powerful symbolism of the fifth Harami Sharif. Let's get going.
Starting with Section 1, Anatolia's oldest mosque. So, I want you to keep a pretty fascinating question in mind as we go through this today. What exactly makes a single building the fifth holiest site in all of Islam? I mean, a title like that, it isn't just handed out, right? Well, the answer lies in a deeply layered past and a timeline of transformation that is honestly almost hard to believe. This timeline perfectly captures its chaotic yet totally beautiful evolution. We're starting way back in 639 AD. Right after the Islamic conquest of the city, the largest Christian place of worship, the Martoma Church, was converted into a mosque. Fast forward to 1091 AD, and the Seljuk Sultan Malik Shah steps in, ordering a massive rebuild modeled after the famous Umayyad Mosque in Damascus. But history threw a curveball. In 1115 AD, a devastating earthquake and then a fire just tore through the structure. What followed was literally centuries of continuous restoration by countless different empires. This is a building that has risen from the ashes time and time again.
Moving on to Section 2, architects who shaped history. You see, this wasn't just the work of one lone genius. It was a sprawling, collaborative masterpiece spanning centuries. Every architect left their empire's distinct fingerprint on it. During the Seljuk era, you've got Hibatola of Bitlis handling the first massive expansion. Then, in the Artukwood period, master builders like Kafur bin Mahmud brought their incredible masonry skills to the table. Later on, under the Ayyubids, Mimar Ibrahim stepped in to guide some really vital restorations. It's basically a continuous passing of the architectural baton across entire eras.
But here's where it gets wild. The complex didn't just host traditional builders. It was also home to Al-Jazari. If you're not familiar with that name, he was an Artugid palace engineer, a renowned Islamic scholar, and, get this, he is universally recognized as the founder of the science of cybernetics. Yeah, cybernetics. And a piece of his pioneering scientific genius is sitting right in the courtyard of this mosque today.
800 years. That is the age of the incredible marble sundial that Al-Jazari actually designed. Sitting right near the courtyard's central fountain, this 8th-century-old marvel uses a simple central pin and the precise measuring of shadows to flawlessly determine prayer times. It's just a stunning intersection of cutting-edge medieval science and everyday faith.
Okay, Section 3, parts of the complex.
Let's walk through it. We start in the Avlu, the expansive, open courtyard paved with smooth, dark basalt stone. This spot right here is the true beating heart of the city's social and religious life. From there, you'd walk past the Maksurdas, which are these beautifully ornate two-story porticos framing the east and west sides. And finally, you step inside the Ana Ibadet Mekhani, the deeply sacred main worship area, which opens up into a wide design featuring 3 parallel naves intersected by a massive central space. But before you head fully inside, you absolutely have to look up. The mosque's minaret has a totally unique silhouette. Instead of that standard cylindrical or conical shape you're probably used to seeing, this minaret features a really striking, square-planned, tower-like form. It immediately signals that you're in a distinct architectural region, showcasing a style that is completely unique to the Diyarbakir and Mardin areas. Now, as you step into the main worship area, the thing that really hits you is the breathtaking contrast. On one hand, you have dev shirme, which basically means recycled materials. They actually took beautifully carved Roman and Byzantine columns, capitals, and friezes directly from nearby ancient ruins and integrated them right into the structure to hold up the ceiling. But then, right alongside that, you have flawless, original Islamic craftsmanship, like the Seljuk wood carvings of the mimbar and a mihrab decorated with intricate black and white stone muqarnas. It is quite literally the ultimate fusion of ancient worlds.
Which brings us to Section 4, Ancient Art Carved in Stone. If you check out the Western Maksura, carved right between those recycled ancient columns, there's a fascinating mystery in stone. It's the famous lion bull relief. And you know, this isn't just a simple picture of animals fighting.
It represents an eternal cosmic struggle. In both Eastern and Western mythology, the lion attacking the bull symbolizes the cycle of day and night, the transition from spring to autumn, and the ultimate projection of worldly power, authority, and even astrological alignment. And the art isn't just pictorial, it's textual. The walls here are literally speaking to us. There are over 20 distinct historical inscriptions in elegant Kufic script dotted all over the facades. These aren't just there to look pretty, they act as a continuous documentary record. It's like a historical ledger tracking the city's political past across 5 different empires, including the Enelids, Artukids, Ayyubids, Akkoyolu, and the Ottomans. It's mind-blowing. And how did they tie all this history, all these inscriptions, and all those recycled pillars together? They used a technique called al-mashik. It's a really striking two-tone stonework method. By alternating dark local basalt stone with bright white limestone across the arches and facades, the architects created this stunning visual contrast. It gives the entire courtyard a beautiful, rhythmic aesthetic that just pops. Finally, Section 5, Symbolism of the 5th Harem Sharif. So, remember that question we asked at the very beginning of this explainer? Here is the context for you. Because it was modeled after the Umayyad Mosque in Damascus, the Diyarbakir Ulu Jami is widely revered as the 5th holiest site in the entire Islamic world. It sits right in succession after the grand mosques of Mecca, Medina, Jerusalem, and Damascus, so it holds a level of spiritual weight that totally transcends its physical walls. But what you should really take away from this whole explainer is a profound message of coexistence. For centuries, this complex was a remarkably rare space in Anatolia where the 4 major Islamic schools of thought, the Hanafi, Shafi, Maliki, and Hanbali, all had their own dedicated spaces to worship together in unified harmony right inside the exact same compound.
It really leaves you wondering as we wrap up today. I mean, how many other buildings in the world can claim to unite recycled Roman pillars, intricate Seljuk woodwork, groundbreaking 800-year-old cybernetic engineering, and 4 different distinct schools of thought, all under one single surviving roof? It's the perfect storm of history, science, and faith, just waiting to be explored.